Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lowdown with Liz Glass. Liz Glass from Jones Hollow Realty Group on the South Shore of Long Island. Today, I have with me Mark Aragon from New Mexico. He's one of my favorite New Mexico homies, sells real estate, and we're going to hear a little bit from him. Mark, can you introduce yourself and tell us about your market?
Yeah. So Mark Aragon, met Liz at a conference, hit it off. She's a phenomenal person, great broker, exciting character that we see at all these events. We're always happy to see her.
And we actually met on a virtual event during COVID.
That's right. Yeah, it was like a roulette thing. Where it was like
we're all in our own home.
Yeah, I think we were the only ones that were drinking on the.
Yes, we were having a happy hour social.
Exactly. But yeah, no, out here we're in the greater Albuquerque area. Albuquerque, our board covers Albuquerque itself, the largest city in New Mexico. Also covers Rio Rancho, Los Lunas. We're basically a mountain town as well, which is kind of sneaky because we are a desert, but we have a very large mountain range that comes through us. So we also cover like Sandia Park, Edgewood, Moriarty, all the way out to there. So there's about just under 1 million people that we can cover for the most part.
So you have a nice territory.
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot of driving.
Now you have a team, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So I'm with my brokerage is Realty One of New Mexico. We're a relatively large brokerage. Definitely, I think the largest in Albuquerque. We started in Albuquerque. Within Realty One, I run a team with my partners. OJ, who's sitting over here, he might jump on the camera.
Yeah, tell OJ to come and say hello.
I will. He's got to make his calls.
Okay.
But yeah, our team is NM Homies.
NM Homies.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram at NM Homies and our website, nmhomies.com.
All right, so tell me, so what got you into real estate?
It was mainly, I was in college, so I got licensed at 21 years old, right out of school. I was reading a book on investing. It's a pretty popular one, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, with Robert Kiyosaki. So I was reading that, and I was like, I don't know what I want to do when I come out of school. I have no real idea, but I like this idea of buying rental properties, this distressed properties, fixing them up and turning them into rentals. So that's kind of the process we're still on is, we have rental properties that we're building out and trying to turn into, long-term investments. But I'd read this book and I knew a guy who was in sort of I didn't know anything about the industry at all. So I asked him, hey, what do you know about, buying distressed properties, fixing them up and turning them into rentals? And he basically said, hey, if you come by Monday and interview with me, because I've known him for years, he's in my fraternity. He's like, if you come by Monday, I'll give you a job. So I was like, I don't really need a job, but okay. I was working at a hardware store. So then he walked me through the process of, if you want to understand what a good deal is, it's a good idea to get your real estate license and get in the market and actually be involved in the process. So he pretty much covered everything and started, he said, quit your day job and come work with me immediately. So that kind of set me on a roller coaster at 21 years old. After about 2 years, I think I was the managing broker in that office.
That's great. That's awesome.
So yeah.
What is one story that really sticks out in your mind with real estate? Whether it's good, bad, crazy, just like one really good story that sticks out.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot.
We all have a lot.
I just pushed to the back of my mind because I'm like, I don't want to worry about that anymore. But yeah, since it's like, Halloween's coming up, I always think about this one specific property. The real kind of eccentric guy. He inherited the house. He lived, so it was a 2-story house with a basement, and the entire house was empty, but he lived in the basement. And it was like not in a well-lit area. I remember like when I first met him, I was like, oh yeah, I'd love to set up an appointment, take a look at your house. He's like, great. I'm at, the Burger King over here area. Pick me up and take me to my house and we'll walk through it. And I was like, okay, sure. I mean, it was like the 4th listing I ever got. So I was like, whatever it takes, of course.
And you really did? You went to Burger King to pick him up? Yeah,
we picked him up. He sat in my passenger seat and his dog sat on my car and was just slobbering all over me the whole drive. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know if it's worth it. So anyways, like I got to the house, we got the listing and it was built in 1930 something. So the entire house was kind of not well kept. I just know that like it was probably the most haunted house I've ever had to deal with.
Really?
call me at random hours, like, hey, I locked myself out. Can you get me into the lockbox? I know it's 10 o'clock. And I was like, sure, it's not terribly far away. So I drive. I remember the last time I told him, I was like, this is the last time I'm doing this, because I remember walking up, it was
That's great.
super dark, it's a full moon, and I just saw like an entire flock of birds shoot off of one tree and then just spin around above me and then land on another tree. And I was like, oh my God.
Seeming like the house is really possessed.
Yeah, I put it under a rug and I just took off running. I was like, hey man, like I can't be doing these favors anymore because you're freaking me out.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's so funny. Everybody has stories, but that's
it wasn't always staying out of me, the haunted ones, because I'm just a spook. So if I walk into a house and this is empty, I'm alone, I'll stand here in this empty house until somebody shows up.
Too funny, too funny. So tell me, like, what are the biggest opportunities in your market? I know, pretty much all over the nation, the market's shifting, but people, when they listen to the news, they hear the national reports. They don't know exactly what's going on right in my area of the South Shore of Long Island or your area of New Mexico. So what are you seeing in your market?
Yeah, so even in our last, everybody talks about these bubbles that are really scary, but even in the last bubble of like 07, 08, New Mexico is a little bit resistant to that just because we have, some of the characteristics that do help with that. A good turnover ratio with our Air Force base that's here. We have constant folks who are coming through. Attached to our Air Force base, there's a national laboratory as well. So San Diego National Lab. So there is a lot of folks who are coming and going consistently. And we kind of mentioned about Airbnb in this area. They do pretty well just because there are so much kind of that, I've got to be here 6 months or I got to be here for the weekend for a conference. So there's a lot of opportunity there. And then the biggest one that everybody here kind of talks about is that a lot of the tech companies, and in particular Netflix, made a huge investment here in Albuquerque. So they have a 300-acre studio facility that they're expanding on all the way until 2024. And they purchased a lot of studios here in Albuquerque. So they have a big hub for a lot of film. Stranger Things was filmed here, all of Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, all those different shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, New Mexico has a really good program for incentives to film movies here. So a lot of the films are kind of just moving this way. So we do get a lot of, folks from California, a lot of folks who are working in the industry who are like, I'm in the area for a 9-month project or a 6-month project, or, I can get, better incentives if I move there because I'm, going back and forth so much anyway. So they're just, buying properties or long-term rentals. So even if there is, a little bit of a slowdown, Albuquerque is pretty darn safe just because we have them as well as Facebook and Amazon. They've both made very big investments in the area, especially in like Rio Rancho and in Los Lunas. I want to say Facebook has a really big campus out there, like a server campus.
That's great. So like you said, there's so many things that are positive because there's going to be people that need places to stay while they're staying here filming or working on a project. People are going to want to come and visit them. That's great. That's great. Yeah. So sounds like you're in a nice, healthy market.
Yeah, I've been telling my locals, like, you guys got to get something. You're born and raised here. You got to get something before it's, starts getting priced up higher and higher and higher.
Right. Right. Well, that's great. Great, great, great. So what are you hoping to, what do you have like that you're hoping to accomplish before the end of the year? Anything in particular, or just sticking to your plan that you're doing now?
Yeah, a lot of it just, a lot of it is just getting the fundamentals. With the end of the year coming up, it's so easy to be like it's Thanksgiving or Halloween and Christmas. And like a lot of people can start getting, the winter times sadness and start packing bags up. So for us, it's really just, growing the team and making sure that we're all in a healthy position. That way nobody's having a tough Christmas. But no, yeah, it's just that really just keep growing the team and keep trying to keep our heads down and serve our clients. We trying to, we have these solutions of grandeur. We're going to throw like a big client party. We got to really just sit down and hammer it out because we also have so much fun just kicking back and like, oh man, we've been jumping around all day. We got to actually plan some stuff out.
Right. Right. Well, that's it. Everybody, you got to fine tune it as you go. But listen, Mark, it was so nice having you. Thank you so much. If I have anybody interested in your area, I'll absolutely be sending them to you. And anybody, if you want to learn more about Mark, just reach out to me. I'll give you all his contact information. And Mark, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, of course. Let me see if I can get OJ.
Yeah, OJ, where are you? Hey, buddy, how are you? How are you, OJ? How's everything going?
Great, making my calls today. So.
All right, that's it. Stay on those calls. All right, good. Deal. Please say hello to Brooke too.
Will.
All right, take care, guys.
Yeah, see ya.
Take care.